Live from the Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Good morning, Houston. Welcome to Realty Ruckus out of the Picket Realty Studios. We are so excited to be here today. It's been a few weeks since we've all hung out.
It has been.
And it feels good to be back. We've been doing some traveling. This week has been tough on us. I even feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit.
Yeah, I am losing my voice. It's been a rough one.
We have had entirely too much fun this week. It has been a phenomenal week. Now, here's the thing, we like to work hard and, play hard. And
Absolutely.
This whole week has been about playing hard. Now we got to figure out some time to work hard, please. It's been great, man. We if you guys didn't check it out or didn't get a chance to make it, we went to Ashley's party over at the downtown bowling. What was the name? Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike.
Man,
yeah.
that place is nice.
It is nice.
I had not been there before, and the event itself was phenomenal. Not only was everyone dressed up and just having a good time. If you guys didn't catch this, Ashley Patton was dressed up as Hulkamania.
Oh, it was so appropriate. Like
The Hulk that didn't turn green.
Totally appropriate.
That was awesome.
Walking around choking people and punching people because that was the appropriate thing. That was what Hulk Hogan would have done.
I had no voice the next day because I was yelling so much.
I feel like Hulk Hogan was sitting at home and just proud of you. Like he was just like looking down, seeing like these pictures, and was just like, "Yes, I did something right." We saw the Power Rangers there. What were the guys that won? What were they dressed
The
as?
Mario Kart. people.
Super Mario Brothers.
They were
yeah.
dressed as Mario Kart, right? Man, that was awesome. I seriously thought we had that thing won.
Hey, I voted for y'all. So
I
it's
thought
three
we had-
votes. 3 votes. They got 2. I voted for y'all.
Oh,
So
And you
thank
know
Yeah.
which one I didn't agree with? The guy that won the best costume with the stick figure costume.
you didn't like that?
I thought it was
Dude,
cool,
the Mad Hatter was way cooler.
but the Mad Hatter was cooler, and Waldo. The Waldo one was really
Yeah.
cool.
Where's Waldo was good.
So you're messing with my headphones. You
I am
need to
bad.
cut that out.
I am. My bad.
He's like, hey.
I was pretty.
You gotta stop
upset.
fingering the board over there. None of that.
Okay, so
Hey,
so
Donald, back
the
off.
guy,
Back off.
the guy that won was the guy that just had the little
The LED
lights.
stick
Yeah,
figure.
just the LED stick
He was
figure.
a
Yeah.
stick figure guy. I
Yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong. It was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool taking a picture with the guy. And no offense to you, because I don't even know who it is. I don't even know who the guy is, because he didn't take the mask off the whole time. But I mean, we went all out. in
Game of
getting our
Thrones.
costumes.
Yeah.
Some people didn't even recognize some of us. Like I was there like half of the night, and I would walk by people that I knew, and they were like, "All right, who the heck is this guy?"
The thing
and then somebody was like, "You look like the guy from Burger King."
that's what I was about to say, man. You're supposed to be looking.
The
yeah.
king.
Oh,
So at some point somebody hands me a burger. And it just felt right. It just felt right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me. I put those 2 burgers.
Yeah, I got a couple snaps of that. You
I
can
started
have it
taking
your-
pictures with people, me handing them a burger. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. So, and then last night we ended up going to Quest.
Quest
IRA
IRA
has
Fright
their
Night.
usual Fright Night. And man, this event, I was telling my wife, I went to this event like 8 years ago. Kid you not. And I went up there and started telling a scary story about borrowing money, right? And the whole idea was that I was telling them a scary story about borrowing money because obviously there's a lot of lending that happens there. There's a lot of possibilities for you to borrow money from Quest IRA account holders. So I was sitting there telling them a scary story and how I overcame it and blah blah blah. And the idea was that I was going to try to borrow some money, but looking back on it, it didn't help me at all. But this was 8 years ago of me sitting there doing this, and there was probably 50 to 100 people in that room. We go to this thing yesterday. There was probably 300-400 people.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I
packed.
would say it was hard to tell because the way the venue was, it was kind of split up into different rooms. Like you could kind of walk throughout this huge venue, I would say at least the very minimum 300 people there.
Yeah, it was a good event. People were dressed up, just having a good time. A lot of good, scary stories that people were tossing around, and we're gonna try to share some of our scary stories today. You got some good scary stories to tell?
Always.
Some good real estate scary stories
Always.
we can toss out to our members. I want to let you guys know, if you guys are watching, that you guys are going to be able to call in to today's show. So for the first time if you guys want to talk to us live on the air, and you can call us and say anything you want. BB is the FCC.
Hold on, yeah.
Whoa.
BB is the FCC.
You can say anything you want, but we might hang up on you immediately
That's right,
after.
That's right. You may get hung up on, but you can call in and say whatever you want. And so the way that it works is you have to call BB's phone number because he is the producer.
Yeah, 832-790-2578.
Make sure you write that down somewhere.
832-790-2578. Don't be trolling me after the show either.
That's his
No
personal
trolling.
cell phone number. So
It
you
is
guys can reach
Halloween.
him there.
I was
all the
brave enough
time.
to put my number on the air, so if you guys start trolling me, I'm going to be really
We have to
upset.
play paper, rock, scissors to see whose phone number would go up.
You troll me too much, I might have to quit Twitter.
All right, so what is it? 832.
832-790-2578.
He's gonna try to make like a song out of it
Yeah,
here.
Oh, yeah.
832-790-2578.
You already
There
made
you
the
go.
song.
There you go. Anyways, we gotta take a quick commercial break, guys. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can always live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. And today only, you can also call into the show, 832-790-2578. Again, that's 832-790-2578. Watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. And also for this weekend, David, how's the weather looking out there?
Guys, it's looking a little bit better than it has been. We're actually going to get below the 90s into the 80s.
Nice.
Yep, some lows in the high 60s, and it's going to stay pretty steady throughout the weekend into Halloween. So Halloween should be pretty nice, but not as cold as I would have liked for my costume because, damn, it's hot in there.
Winter is not coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not winter enough for Jon Snow around these parts.
Oh, you Jon Snow.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right, so we want to talk today about scary stories that are happening.
Yeah, I heard some stories last night, but they weren't really that scary.
Yeah.
And that event, that was all about telling scary stories.
We want to talk about some real scary stories.
Yeah, we want to get into the actual real scary stories. So I thought we'd start off with, I mean, we go out and we look at a lot of investment properties, right? And we always talk about, hey, people should carry a weapon with them because things can get scary. And when you first started in the business, you didn't have your concealed handgun, and you weren't much of a gun person.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I remember you were like, nah, I don't really want to carry a gun.
Things have changed.
So you went, yeah. Alan's gone to the dark side. But you went and you, instead of buying that, you were like, okay, I'm going to be like a security guard. I'm going to buy one of those giant mag lights.
Yes.
And so Alan was carrying around one of those big old, you know, those like they're like a foot and a half long and just like solid titanium.
There's a good like 6 to 8 batteries inside of those things.
Yeah.
D batteries.
So that's why they sell D batteries, right?
Exactly.
That's what gives them their weight. It's all those batteries in there. But so you went and bought that, and you were really lucky because that actually came in handy. So you want to tell everyone the story?
Well, I had a couple of pretty serious incidents when I actually needed to use my Big D mag light.
Big D, you got a name for it, right?
I called it the Big D.
You named it.
You know, a Negan has Lucille. You got Big D.
I had Big D. And it came in handy.
So tell me how you used your Big D.
Jabron taking it down to another level.
Yeah, right? He's supposed to be the FCC. He's supposed to be.
Hey, I said nothing wrong. Innuendos are allowed.
You're right. So I remember walking into a house one time, and it was like it was a house in kind of a scary neighborhood. Back then, Third Ward has gotten a lot better since then, but back then, Third Ward was still really, really rough.
Yeah, I remember those times.
And so I remember going into this Third Ward house and walking in, and it was one of those houses, and I may have told this story before. It was one of those houses where you walk in, and to the left is like your dining room.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
You walk further in, and then you have your like kitchen and your living area. But as soon as you walk in, there's a door to the right, and that door leads to the garage. Right, so I walk in, and every time I walk into a house, I'm always announcing it. Like I'm always like, "Hey, you know, realtor, I'm just looking at the house. You know, don't."
Yeah, you always yell it really loud too. Like,
you
want people to know that you're there.
I wanna say that's a good practice. People may not do that.
Yeah,
but it's helped me out a lot.
It's funny, man, because people think I should be quiet because I don't want to startle somebody. No. Make your presence known.
Yeah.
It's better for them to know that you're there than for them not to.
Yeah.
And then something scary happens, but something scary does happen.
So I, I'm yelling and I hear something kind of moving around. I'm like, oh man. And you know what? I've actually been in a couple of quote unquote haunted houses. So that's initially what I thought. I was like, oh man, this place is haunted. You know what I mean?
First thing he thinks is haunted.
Such a Hispanic way of thinking.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, great. You know, I gotta go.
It must be supernatural.
Yeah. This is supernatural. You know, I'm gonna have to go get a saint or something. You know, whatever Hispanics do for this kind of stuff. You know?
Some holy water.
Yeah, some holy water or whatnot. No, so I opened the door and I like see like a shadow coming at me, and I'm still thinking it's a ghost or something, right?
Yeah.
And my only reaction was because I have my lamp up here, like on my shoulder. My only reaction.
Lamp.
Your Big D.
I have my Big D right up here. And the only thing I could do is swing my Big D as hard as I could, and I hit this bum right on his shoulder, and that's where the term bum rush comes from.
Ouch.
And he gets up, like he actually gets hit pretty hard. I mean, come on.
He falls on the ground.
This thing is.
Wait, so there was a bum on the ground?
Yeah,
and
he
you
was
didn't see?
running. He was running
running
towards him.
I don't know if he was like trying to bum rush me seriously or not. I think he was just trying to run out of the door.
Oh, okay.
But because I was in the way and
you
was
saw
running
someone
towards-
coming.
and I saw someone coming, I
Accidentally.
on purpose hit him. Right?
That maglight's pretty heavy.
You know
You have
what?
to actually move it. You know?
I was so glad I didn't hit him in the head though, because you could probably kill somebody with that.
Oh, you probably would have.
I got him right in the shoulder, and it was enough to take him down to the ground. Like he got down on like one knee, and he was like, "Ow, man, why'd you hit me?"
You're bum rushing me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what accent that was.
my
Was that
God.
Jamaican?
A different accent comes out every time I tell the story. Last time the guy was Irish.
Hey man, why'd you hit me?
So anyway, he gets up and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, man. I mean, you bum rushed me. I didn't know what to do, this, that, and the other. And he just gets out, leaves the door, and that was the end of it. But you know, that could have been really scary. This guy could have had a weapon on him. This guy, I mean, it could have. There's so many other things that could have happened.
Yeah.
You know, that's story number one. My other scary story.
And I bet that day you were like, man, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I have a Big D.
My Big D saved me that day. No, man. You know, there was another time where I wish I would have had it and I didn't, and it got really, really scary.
Okay.
And it was. I think I've told this story before, but it's so important for you to carry something.
You've got 1 minute to tell this story.
All right. So long story short, We're showing a house.
Well, don't rush through it. You're all right. You still got a minute and a half.
We're showing a house, and I'm showing it to this sweet old lady, and she's a viewer, by the way. She watches our show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Her name is Maudie. Hey, Maudie, how are you?
Maudie, what's
What's going
up?
on, Maudie?
So super sweet old lady.
I remember her. Yeah.
And
Is she gonna be mad you're calling her an old lady?
I mean, she's like 80 years old, dude.
Oh,
Plus.
okay.
Maudie, you have to excuse my way of speaking here. She's obviously older, you know.
Now you're down
but she
to
looks
just a
good.
minute.
But she looks good for her age. Anyway, we're showing her this sweet house. We're showing the sweet lady this house, and it's kind of, in a rough neighborhood. It's like up northeast somewhere.
It's one of those new construction neighborhoods. Everything's under $100,000.
Right.
Renter area. Predominantly,
but it's rough. You can tell the area is rough. There's definitely some drug activity happening or whatnot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Anyways, we go outside, and she's like following behind me, and as we go outside, I see this huge 200-pound pit bull running my way. And when we get back, I'll finish telling you guys the rest of the story.
The rest of the story when we come back, guys.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217. Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com. What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also chat with us live on Facebook and YouTube. And for today only, we want to hear your scary stories. So we're sharing our stories with you. We want you to share your stories with us. So call in 832-790-2578. Again, that number is 832-790-2578. One last time, that number is 832-790-2578, guys. Call into the show. But right now we're hearing the story about Alan's pit bull. The pit bull that keeps getting bigger by the day.
Yeah.
So originally the pit bull, I want to say, was maybe about 65 pounds. He's now become like a 385-pound bull. Not even a pit bull anymore. He's just a small bull.
Little pug, then French bulldog, then pit bull, and now just a bull.
All right, so let me finish my story.
Go for
There's
it,
a 200-pound pit bull coming my way, right? And he's running as fast as he can, and I can actually hear him like just making that angry pit bull sound, that as he's running,
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought, all right, if I stand next to this sweet old lady, she's dead meat. Like this pit bull is gonna totally eat her alive, So the only thing I could do was try to distract the pit bull's attention.
Yeah.
And I decided, well, I'll just run. Because if I run, the dog's going to chase me, and it'll leave the old lady alone.
Yeah.
I mean, dogs like to chase things. So That's exactly what I did. I ran.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
the pit bull just takes off like right after me. I mean, you can tell he's aiming for me, and the thing is just angry. And I'm running, and I finally get to like this tree, and there's a piece of branch, like pretty good sized branch on the floor. And I pick it up and I turn around, and this dog's literally getting to jump right on top of me, and I just smack it as hard as I can right on the head, just right on the head. And I daze him. Like, you can tell the dog is dazed.
He did. The dog was like all wobbly after that.
Like, he falls to the ground and like shakes it off. And as soon as he like comes back, he just gave me that nasty "I'm gonna eat you" look. You know,
like, hey, now that I'm back,
yeah,
now I'm really gonna.
Now
eat you.
now you're really gonna get eaten. And he starts trying to chase after me again, and I'm like trying to dodge him. And finally, I'm like, all right, there's no way I can avoid this dog. At some point, I'm gonna have to give up either my throat or a limb. And so I'm like, I guess I'll let him take my arm.
Ready
like,
to make a sacrifice?
Yeah. Here's my arm. That's fine. I guess.
Alan made that major life decision in like a split second. Like, all right, throat, no, that'll kill me.
Yeah.
All right, no, arm. Here, he can have one of
the
these.
Arm. Have the left one though.
I've got two of these.
Have the left one because I need the right one.
I mean, I understand between a leg and an arm, or maybe an elbow, but not a throat.
Yeah, no. I mean,
give me your left leg.
Pit bulls like to jump for your throat. Like, that's what they're known for. So you got to watch out. Like, if you're under attack by a dog, especially a pit bull, you got to watch out that they don't actually jump at your throat, because that's what they're shooting for. So I figured the next time he jumps, I'm sticking my arm there, and I'll let him lock onto that, and we'll figure it out from there. But luckily, as he's jumping, the owner finally gets there and tackles his dog to the ground.
Literally tackles his dog to the ground
and makes him stop. And then he gets up and he's mad at me because I hit him with a limb.
Yeah. He got up and he yelled at Alan, "Why the hell would you think it's okay to hit my dog with a stick?"
Because your dog was trying to kill me.
Your dog almost killed me. So yeah, those are my two scary stories.
Curtis says the scariest story is the one where you guys mulched an entire front yard.
That was scary for the house.
That is a scary story, actually.
Why did you mulch the entire front yard?
No, that was the very first flip we ever did, and we were trying to save money, okay? And we were like, no, we can't afford to pay landscapers $300 or $400. That's going to eat into our profits, and we can't do that. And by the way, I wasn't even partnered on that deal. Alan just grabbed me and used me as like Mexican slave labor for the weekend.
I'm like, you're coming with me.
Yeah, and he kept saying, "Hey, I'm feeding you, aren't I?" And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure that's what they tell people in like those labor camps. Like,
oh yeah,
you have a place to live and food. And I was like,
hey, they got you a shower too, right?
Curtis wants the long version.
So what happened?
The long version.
The long version of the D, of Alan's Big D.
We'll give him the long version. By the way, I got a video of Curtis arm wrestling Paul REI.
Oh my gosh!
And it is the greatest video I think I've ever.
That sounds like a scary story all on its own.
It's a scary story all on its own.
I have an idea. Hey, if we can get at least 5 of our viewers to give us a thumbs up, we'll post a video after the show.
We will post a video because it'll be a homage to 2 of our greatest friends out there. That's Curtis Warden, Paul REI. They had the greatest little like girl fight last night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, you're not cool. No, you're not cool. And then by the end of the whole thing, they were like, all right, high five.
Let's take a shot.
That's usually how it happens.
It was great, man. It was great. And I caught it all on video. And he said, I got my popcorn the whole time. Like, they're doing this thing. And I have a thing of popcorn, like a pretend thing of popcorn, and I'm just eating out of it. I'm just like cracking up the whole time, throwing pieces of popcorn to the other people that are there.
Wait, it was pretend popcorn?
It was pretend popcorn. Oh. But when you see someone doing this kind of stuff, you just got to sit back and enjoy it. You don't partake, you don't take sides. You just sit back and you're like, okay, this is pretty funny. As long as no one's getting hurt, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, finish telling us your scary story.
Oh, it's not a scary story. I guess it's my one time I was held in a labor camp against my own will, so it is a little scary. And so then I was told to be a plumber, because apparently all Mexicans are plumbers. And so Alan put me out there.
Not this Mexican.
Yeah, he put me out there. He made me do like he made me plumb the refrigerator line. I did that, which was leaking like crazy when I was done with it, because I'm not a plumber. And then the bathtub was completely clogged up. So we go to Home Depot, and Alan's like, "Hey man, buy this stuff. Like this stuff has like air pressure. It's gonna shoot out the lines." And I was like, "All right, whatever. Yeah, let's do it." So I remember we go back to the house and it like rumbled the entire house when we would shoot that air into the lines. The whole house would shake.
I've never heard a house actually like groan, like be mad at you, you know.
And then the next day, Alan was like, "All right, well, we're done with plumbing. Now we need you to get onto the landscaping." and we went out there and there was no grass in front of this house. And Alan was like, I know what we can do. We got a bunch of bags of mulch from Home Depot, and we just start dumping mulch all along the front yard.
Mulch
and
is
just,
not cheap.
Just making mulch beds out of the front yard. It's like, whatever.
Just huge mulch beds.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of mulch. And we didn't even like dig it down or anything. We just poured it straight over the top of everything. And what's funny is some neighbors come by, and they were like, hey, how much do you guys charge to do the landscaping?
Oh, Lord. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm surprised Alan didn't sell my services. Like, oh, him? Oh, yeah. No. I charge, and then I'll pay him.
Me, and then I pay him.
Yeah.
He probably did sell you service, but they probably came back and saw what y'all did, and they said, I don't want that guy.
Yeah, right?
The funniest thing is then I wondered why that house didn't sell. I was like all baffled by it. You know, it was one of those things that had a silver lining too. I actually ended up selling it earlier this year to guess who? FEMA.
Really?
Out of all potential buyers, FEMA was the one that was like, all right, fine, you know, landscaping stinks, but I'll give you, you know, this much.
The landscaping stinks? I don't know who did that landscaping, but that's terrible.
Yeah. I probably lost some value on the appreciation and the appraisal on that one, that's for sure.
You know what's funny? Did it actually flood, or did they just buy you out because it was in a floodplain?
Yeah, so the way that FEMA works is if your house has flooded over a certain amount of times, and I want to say it's 3 times, then you can qualify for their buyout program. And the way that it worked is we submitted an application online, which you can do that all online, and it takes about a year. It's a pretty long process. It takes about a year. They collect the grant money, and then they allot it to the houses that qualify for their.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
So after a year, they asked us a bunch of questions. They looked up the history, and they were like, yeah, this house is ready to flood again at any given moment. We might as well just tear it down. But it's kind of cool because they pay you what the house is worth.
So they actually get an appraisal and pay you exactly the appraisal value?
It was really neat because, look, I'd been cash flowing this house at this point for, I don't know how many years. I'd owned it since like 2007.
Yeah, I was going to say going on 10 years.
And so I'd been cash flowing $500-600 a month, which that was like the nice thing about the house. The silver lining.
And for those of you trying to figure out how he was cash flowing so much, is because he had these renters that were always late. But they always paid their late fees.
No. I was cash flowing normally $500.
Oh wow, okay,
plus the late fees.
Oh man,
it ended up being like almost like $700 or $800 a month.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Because they would pay these crazy amounts of late fees, and I'm like, hey, if you just paid your rent on time, you wouldn't have to pay these fees.
You're like, no.
So at one point,
I like paying 3 weeks late.
You know what? At one point, I go back and I redo their lease. Right? I'm like, look, you're paying way too much in late fees. It's just, it's not right. We're gonna move your payment. I'm going to give you 10 free days. We're going to move your payment to the 10th. So now you don't have to pay your rent on the 1st. Now you can pay your rent on the 10th. You know when they paid it after that? The 20th. The 23rd. It's like, dang.
Oh my God, I actually believe that. Yes.
Yeah. It was hilarious. And they'd get hit with like $150, sometimes more, in just late fees every single month, and they would pay it. They would pay like clockwork on the 25th sometimes, but they'd pay it.
Vanessa's calling you guys out further. I guess you guys tried to stage that house with your own furniture?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I remember that, man.
See, guys, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, man, as long as you turn those scary stories into a silver lining, you find a silver lining in them, they can work out for you.
Yeah, she says they took our house furniture and tried to stage the house with our stuff. And, people were coming in, like we tried to host an open house the day afterwards.
Oh, we were so tired because we stayed up till like 4 a.m. trying to do plumbing.
Yeah. And then we were all ticked off because the next day, not a lot of people came by our open house. We thought we were going to like host an open house and there was going to be like 100 people that were going to show up.
I know, man. We had like such an unrealistic view. We had the HGTV view, when they're like, we got to be ready for tomorrow's the open house. And all of a sudden they have like 200-300 people that show up. And there's always like somebody like, yes, I'll put in an offer above what you're asking. And they're like, well, this house was a lot of work, but we made like 200 grand on it, so we're good. Well, it didn't play out like that for us. We had like 4 people. We were really angry and ticked off. We were like, hey, man, buy this house, buy it.
Meanwhile, the fridge was still leaking, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice. Plumbing.
I remember there was like
horrible.
water. We kept having to like wipe up puddles of water that was coming out from under the fridge.
Anyway, guys, don't forget that you can call in to today's show and share any of your scary stories. The number again is
832-790-2578.
832-790-2578.
Remember,
All right.
832-790-2578.
That's
Where
good
does this
catchy.
guy get this
That's
from?
pretty catchy. I'll have to be singing that all
Yeah.
day.
I'm going to remember that, actually.
But don't call me later, only during the show.
By the way, you can send anything to that number, any kind of crazy pictures or
gosh.
whatever.
I'm about
That's
to
his
get
actual
trolled.
cell phone number. So
Yeah.
if you want to just
It is
scare
my cell
him for
phone number.
Halloween,
Yeah.
feel free. Feel free. We invite you to.
If y'all want to scare me, oh my gosh, I don't even want to know what's about to come into my phone.
Open up a text. What is that? Oh, what is
I'm
that?
instantly regretting putting my phone number out
exactly. We're going to make sure you do.
I like this. We got some really good scary stories. I want to get into more of a grotesque. So we've been telling some like scary stories.
Yeah.
Let's get into a grotesque. So Halloween's got some nice grotesque stories.
Yeah.
I want you to tell everyone the story about your shitty house.
Oh, my shitty house.
Yes. Let's tell everyone the story of that house.
Okay, so this was in 2010, maybe 2011. We meet with this motivated seller who had just who had recently inherited a house, and he'd been living in this house for approximately 3-4 years, and he was calling us and he was like, hey, I really need to sell this house. I'm gonna ask. He was asking something really cheap for the house. It was like in 3rd Ward. I'm gonna ask like 40 grand for it, and first person that gives me the 40 grand takes it. So we're looking at the values there, and at that point it was like this house alone would have sold for like 200 grand. Just it was it was a decent deal. He wants 40 grand for it. We're like, yeah, for sure. Let's do it. So we run out there. We run out immediately. Meet with the guy and start trying to make sure that we can get this deal locked up. And he's like, here's the thing. There's a caveat to this whole transaction.
Oh, gosh.
You can buy this house today for $40,000, but you cannot go into the back bedroom. So we were like, oh, man, what's in there? Is there dead people?
I honestly, that day, my guess was dead body.
Yeah.
That's what I was guessing was dead body.
Yeah. I did too.
And the house smelled not good. Like you walked through and you knew there was something not good in that
wasn't
room.
Quite right at this place. Something was not quite right. Anyway, as we're walking through the house, as you approach this door, it gets worse and worse. And when we get back, we'll tell you what was in there.
Suspense.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217. Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com. What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also chat with us live on Facebook and YouTube Live. And if you want to call into the show today to tell us your scary stories, it can be a scary story about anything, but even better if they're real estate related. Call-in number is 832-790-2578, 832-790-2578. And for those of you who keep sending me inappropriate pictures to text messages, no more of that trolling. Or at least by the time the show's over. Oh, that was Ashley who said it. So we're telling a scary story about Alan's shitty house. And so he's walking through this house, and he's being told that he cannot go into the back bedroom if he's going to buy the house.
This thing is locked. Like, it's got the one of those deadbolt locks that you have to have a key to get into.
Wow.
So I can't even just pop it open or whatever. It's really seriously locked tight. So I have to make a decision right on the spot whether I want to buy this house for $40,000, which I know is a good deal. I know it's a good deal, but I have to take it with whatever is in this room. And we have no clue what it is.
Behind door one.
Behind door number one, there was no way to know what was there, right? And the guy's like, "Look, are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take it?" And I think he was like on something, He was a very, very strange guy. He had like twitches and stuff,
He really was though. He was kind of like the guy that like kept scratching.
This was the seller that was like, all right, but I'm gonna need my $40,000 like right now, like give me my money. And we're like, dude, we gotta check title, we gotta make sure that it's clear.
We won't know what's
we gotta run
room.
it by Ashley Patton. So anyway, we finally talk him into like waiting, at least like 5 or 6 days so we can check title and we'll give him his money and whatnot. We decide to buy the house, and he's like, look, that's cool, but you're not getting into this house or into that room until you actually own the house. That's it. That's the deal. If you want to buy this house, you can't go in there until you actually own it. If I have my money, then you can go in there. So we were terrified, right? We were like, man, what is this place? Like at one point, we actually started double thinking the whole purchase. We were like, there could be a meth lab in there,
right?
And then now you got to tear everything down, and it could be a huge mess. Well. It was almost as bad. We finally closed the transaction, and as we approached the door, I'm telling you.
Because we made like a spectacle out of it. I remember we showed up. There was probably like 7 cars, about 25 people.
Wow.
We all wanted to know what in the world was in that room.
It became such a mystery. Everyone was interested, right?
Yeah.
So finally, we have the key, and one of us goes in there and pops it open, and as the door opens, like brick hits you, and it's the smell.
I'll never forget it. Yeah,
the smell of human feces that were stacked 5 feet high in each corner.
What?
Yes,
I'm not kidding you.
Swear to you.
Kid you not. Kid you not. This guy was using this place as his restroom.
We should have guessed it
for
because
months
the bathroom
or
didn't
years.
work. There was only it was a 2-1, and the bathroom didn't work. So we should have guessed. We should have been like, oh, wait, in that other bedroom, that must be the bathroom. But that thought never crossed our mind. Like I said, I voted for dead body. I thought there was going to be a dead body in there.
It was worse than that.
Yeah, there was human feces stacked up in each of the corners where he'd been using the restroom.
So he wouldn't use the side wall. He'd use a corner.
Yeah.
I guess that's so he could prop himself up.
Yeah, like a ferret,
He'd take a corner and it was just piled up.
I guess that's a good place to prop your arms, one on each wall, and then pop a squat in the corner there.
Well, and since then, it's been known as the shitty house.
The shittiest house you ever bought.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one.
Was there buckets for toilet paper, or did he
use
toilet paper?
There was nothing there, man.
No,
just the shit. Not, I mean, I don't know if I can say that word on air. But
we've already said it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and you know how hard it was to get people to go in there and clean it out. Like no contractor was willing to do it.
It was gross. It was really bad.
Your plumber right across from you.
So I got my plumber over here.
He was like,
I need you to handle this shitty house for me.
Hey, I'm feeding you, Arna. And I'm like, damn, he's got me. Place roof over my head and food. I guess I have to work for him.
No, but that tells you. I mean, it's you find a little bit of everything out there. I mean, everything and anything could happen. Look, I just passed up on a deal. I told you guys about this. I passed up on a deal. This was last month. It was from a lady who was mentally ill, obviously had some mental issues, doing somewhat the same thing that we just talked about, but not in a corner, just random spots throughout the house, you know, and then literally picking it up and writing stuff on the walls with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you find some pretty awkward,
what was she writing? Like, what did
stuff.
That sounds scary. Like, that sounds like out of like a scary movie. Like all these writings on the wall made out of turds. Like that's pretty disgusting.
It was pretty bad, man. It was. I had to throw my shoes away after watching that one because I didn't know what was happening at the moment.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I really Brandon will tell you. I actually threw my shoes away. I put them in a bag and I was like, gotta go.
You're such an exaggerated person. I believe that. Like you were like, I believe you were like, Brandon, burn these for me.
Well, see, kind of on the same lines. I didn't believe this, but when I graduated law school, I got to work for the judge at East and West Feliciana Parish, which West Feliciana Parish is where Angola is.
Okay.
And so I got the opportunity to do a walk down death row, dead man walking.
Oh, no way, man.
And so when you do that, you have to wear a hazmat suit, because basically they throw at you whatever they can, which usually is human feces.
No way, really?
Yeah. So if you walk down death row or whatever, you wear a hazmat suit, and that's just the way they all do.
Did you get hit with feces?
Fortunately, no. No, they were their best behavior.
That's really good. They were scared of you. They were like, "Oh my God,
no, Hulk is here."
Yeah, they were like, "Oh my God, that's a celebrity. That's Hulk Hogan."
Don't mess with him.
That's scary, man. That's a pretty. I guess fortunately, I've never been in that situation. I've never been through like a death row prison. That sounds really scary.
Yeah, it was one of those things to where it's like every month we would go down there, we'd have trial in Angola.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how some of those people, they do whatever they can. I mean, they're smart people.
Yeah.
But if they spend as much time doing legitimate things as illegitimate things, they would be very, very wealthy and very, very sad. I mean, there was one case to where a guy was eating lunch with his mother. And, his mother went to the bathroom and comes back with a peanut, the M&M peanut. And what she did was she stuffed a bunch of little marijuana sacks in different colored M&M bags, right?
No
Put
way.
them back in there, and she was going to give the bag to her son, and her son was going to ingest it. Well, that cost his mother 10 to 15 years.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
So it's just things like that. I mean,
for some weed? That's a lot of work for some weed.
Yeah, man. 15 years for some weed? That's too much. That's heavy.
And that was for the mother, too. So, the son probably had another 5 or 10 years. I mean, he was in there probably 35, 40 years. I mean, usually if you go to Angola, I mean, you've done something bad.
Yeah, something pretty bad.
Wow, man. That's your story was too real. Like reality.
You got any of those? You got any of those funny, scary stories?
This guy's talking about death row over here, man.
We told Ashley to tell us a scary legal story. We didn't know he was going to talk about death row.
And now we're really scared.
I'm like, oh God, that sounds terrible.
Hey, you know what? I do want to ask you, whatever ended up happening with the lady that you were helping out recently? It was a subject to transaction.
That's a pretty scary story. Yeah.
And she was getting sued from the person that bought it,
right?
The end buyer. You're representing her interest, and she was in some real scary trouble because of the way she set it up and didn't disclose things, right?
Right. She did a lease with purchase option, and so essentially she got a demand letter for $942,000 and
on a $100,000 house.
Yeah. And sold, it was 2006. She was 59 at the time, and now she's 60, 68, 69, some years old. Yeah. And then looking at bankruptcy. But I actually think that I'm going to end up winning this case because, well, I have a good shot because in 2011, the parents who it sold to got deported. The kids came in, they redid everything. They've been making a fraction of the payments, and so I sent the other attorney a demand letter saying, hey, effective December, we're raising the rent to $1,550. And so that's going to either spark the head or it's going to encourage you to settle because I told the attorneys, like, hey, if you want to buy the house, my client will be willing to sell you the house, drop the lawsuit.
Yeah.
So fortunately, we've got that changed. I mean, we've got statute of fraud, statute of limitations. I think we'll be okay on that.
I guess the scary part behind that, legally speaking, is that when you don't
hire an attorney to help you draft your documents. When you're talking about doing stuff like subject to,
or lease purchases, which are even more.
Really, I mean, I want to say anything that you're doing that's creative, quote unquote, in real estate.
Yeah.
If you're actually drafting those docs yourself and you're not doing the right disclosures, you're in some major trouble, and that could be really, really scary when you're 59 or 69 years old and all of a sudden you're facing bankruptcy and you're facing a $1 million lawsuit and you don't have enough funds to cover it.
Right.
That is really scary. And you know what? She's lucky that she's got Ashley working pro bono.
Right.
Because what would she be spending on legal fees if it added up to an actual
between $50,000 to $75,000?
Jesus, man.
Easy.
Because this other lawyer is from a big firm.
Yeah.
And I'm getting papered with Discovery. I'm getting papered with all this stuff. Where
yeah.
I mean, if I was charging by the hour, I mean, I would have already had about $25,000 worth of billables.
Yeah.
Which
wow.
sucks
Just on the hourlies.
Exactly. Another scary story is if people buy foreclosures thinking that they don't have any issues, and then they turn out they only buy what they buy.
Yeah.
And then somebody knocks on the door and takes their house after they spent $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and they have nowhere to turn. That happens all the time.
Like what kind of situation more specifically?
Buying foreclosures where?
Well, buying foreclosures anywhere. If you buy foreclosures in the county, if you buy a deed of trust foreclosure, homeowners association, even a tax sale, right?
Yeah.
You have, for instance, we have a file where this person bought it from. It was a deed of trust foreclosure.
Okay.
Hey, everything's fine. It was actually they foreclosed. They were actually sold the property. So they owned the property. They sold it to somebody. They foreclosed on the property, and they took it back because nobody bid on the property because there wasn't enough equity in there. And so they're rehabbing the property. Then out pops two affidavits, mechanics liens by affidavits.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, one was for $37,000, one was for $42,000. Now no underwriter wants to touch it, so they have to bond around those two judgments, those two abstracts or whatever.
And you got to pay 1.5 times to bond around them.
And two times anything under $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
And getting a surety bond is the same thing as giving cash.
Yeah.
Because the surety bond companies, I mean, they may only charge $1,500, but they're going to require you to have a cashier check given to them.
Yeah.
Or a CD or
so for
pledge.
2 times, so that you're looking at $160,000 you're having to put up against those bonds.
So for the people that aren't understanding the conversation that we're having right now, because to understand what we're talking about, you got to be in real estate a little while. Right?
Yeah.
Let me just help clarify. When you're buying a foreclosure, just because a house has been foreclosed on, it doesn't mean that it has clear title.
Yeah, I think that's a very common misconception that foreclosure wipes out everything.
People do think that.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's been foreclosed on, that's it. I don't have to worry about anything. And how many times have we run into it with our private lenders or the sellers that we represent? They'll go foreclose on properties, and they come back to us and have us listed for them. And then we resell it. We go to the title company, in this case you guys, and boom, we pull up title, and there's 3 or 4 mechanics liens on there.
Right.
And now we have to go through the whole dance.
Exactly.
So actually we just had 2 of them right now that are going through the same process, and they're having to come up with all this cash just to be able to make sure that the property can sell. And that's scary. If maybe not these guys because they have the money to do it, but what if you only have $100,000 and you're investing all of it into this one
I
foreclosure?
mean, you have to consider if you're like an IRA, right? And you gave somebody your IRA money to go buy a house and then you have to foreclose on it. You don't know what all the mechanics liens are on the property.
Right.
There may be more in mechanics lien than the property's actually worth.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. And the thing about those mechanics liens is it's difficult for you to remove them, and it's difficult for you to prove that what they're charging you isn't the right amount. Right. It's just it's crazy the way that works, you guys. So yeah, if you're buying foreclosures, I mean, what would you suggest? I mean, just check title.
Check title. I wouldn't. In this day and age, I would never buy a foreclosure.
Really? Just period.
Yeah, period.
Yeah.
I mean, foreclosures, because number one, you never find good deals anymore because the deals that are to be had are always had before the foreclosure.
Do you remember the time when people were like, I want to buy a house. Can you send me your list of foreclosures?
Like that's everybody wanted to just buy a foreclosure for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like there's some guru out there or something teaching that.
Yeah,
right.
There's always like waves of like
what's
these
crazy?
neat things that
I
happen.
saw a sign recently. I remember this because I saw a sign recently, like in I don't know what part of town it was, but it was a real estate company that said, "Call us for our list of foreclosures." Right. And I was like, man, that's so like 2008. Anyway, all right, we got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with you guys. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217. Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. Again, that's at Realty Ruckus. You can also comment live on Facebook and YouTube and have your questions answered live on the air. Also today, we still have time. You can call in, give us your scary stories. Call-in number is 832-790-2578. Again, that's 832-790-2578. And make sure you can call in and share your stories with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're getting ready to come to the end of the show here, and we want to just talk to you guys a little bit more about some of the scary stuff that's happened to us in our real estate careers, as well as cover some of the events that are coming up here in Houston, which you definitely want to take part in. And just to make sure that you guys are aware, there is a Facebook page that we have specifically for those events.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's Houston Real Estate Events.
Houston Real Estate Events.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not only is it our events, it's anyone else's event who is providing value to the real estate industry, is not charging anything to get in unless it's for a good cause.
Yeah, if it's for like a charity,
like some of your deals
allow,
are you raise money for MD Anderson.
Right.
We like for some of the events that we're having in December, we're doing like Toys for Tots and some other stuff. Like for that, I mean, we're totally cool with that. We want to make sure that if money's being raised, it's for a good cause. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. But I want to just finish off with just talking about some of the craziest, funniest, scariest things that have happened.
Well, I did get I got a message, and I have to. I wasn't there, but I'm supposedly supposed to announce the winner of the arm wrestling contest last night. I didn't get it, but apparently, congratulations to Paul REI.
Congratulations to Paul REI for winning the
arm
wrestling contest.
Has a mean arm. All I'm saying, he's very surprisingly strong.
Yeah.
Was it a quick takedown or was it over the top type thing?
No. They kind of went back and forth, and they had some strategy going at it. There was a lot of mental anguish.
Yeah.
There was a lot. There's some of the very kind words going back and forth between each other, and then
kind words.
Now was Curtis wearing his Buzz Lightyear costume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Did he have a hat to turn it around backwards?
with the Buzz Lightyear costume. He kept pressing the button, and his arm kept coming back up.
Buzz.
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue.
I kept calling him Ginger Lightyear last night.
Oh my goodness.
Where's Woody when you need one?
No, that was a really fun event, you guys. We had a ton of fun. We don't get a chance to actually go out and hang out and just be normal people sometimes with everyone in the industry. And last night was one of those chances. Yeah, when you're at one of these events, a lot of times, when people ask you, hey, how are you doing? It's always, oh, things are great. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the automatic response. But every once in a while, it's nice to just get out and say, hey, yeah, things are great, but here's what I've learned this year.
Right.
Here's the things that have happened to me this year that have allowed me to really grow my business and overcome some obstacles and whatnot, And last night I got a chance to hang out with some of the other business owners, and I realized, everyone right now is going through a process of understanding what the market is doing. The things that we thought were going to work last year didn't necessarily quite work as well as we thought, and we're restructuring to make sure that for 2017 we're set to go with what the market is doing. Especially with the high-end market falling, completely and on its head. If you're in that market like we are, we have to make sure that we're making changes to make sure that we overcome some of these obstacles that are coming in.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, that alone is scary.
Yeah.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results, that's the definition of stupidity. So it's crazy, man. We got to make sure that we take advantage of learning from each other's mistakes. All right, so I want to make sure that we talk about some of the events that are coming up. We have for sure
Realtors Retire Rich on November 2nd.
Guys, I got to tell you, the last time we had this event, packed house, everybody left feeling like, hey, they had really learned something and was able to actually take something home to start creating wealth. And that's where most realtors fail. It's crazy.
No, you know what? I'm going to say this, and I don't usually take any political sides, and I'm not taking political sides, but all those people that complain about oh, Donald Trump didn't pay any taxes, the rich people have so many benefits, but they don't go to events like this.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like, well, don't get mad when people are playing by the rules and saving money, and you're unwilling to go educate yourself on how to save money.
Here we are giving you the vehicle to avoid having to pay taxes.
Exactly.
And defer the taxes at least.
It's not only for the super rich. Regular people can find ways to also get tax savings, but you have to go to events like this.
I think you can open up an IRA account with as little as $100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it
they'll
takes.
open one with $20, I think.
Yeah, $20.
$20 is the initial
that's what it
deposit.
takes for you to start opening your own self-directed IRA
And you
account.
can't tell me that all the people out here don't go out and spend about $20 when they go out and have a couple of beers. What is that? 3 beers now?
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays? You go out and have 3 beers, that's $20.
Anyway, so make sure you guys get your ticket for this event. It's November 3rd.
It's November 2nd.
Sorry,
Yeah.
November 2nd.
Realtors Retire Rich.
I just changed the date on this thing.
You can look up that event several ways. You can go to questira.com, check out their events page. You can also look it up on White Picket Realty's Facebook page, or like we mentioned earlier, the Houston Real Estate Events Facebook page, which is really the best place to keep up with all the events going on in the real estate industry in Houston. So check that out. That's November 2nd, and I think we're going to do lunch for that one. I think it's 11 to 2.
We'll be serving lunch, so make sure you guys get your tickets. Not to mention, we have some amazing December events coming up, you guys, and I mean amazing. First, we have NAREP's December party. That's going to be December 1st over at Gallery Furniture. It's going to be a casino theme night, so you guys will be able to come out.
Ooh, nice. Casino night.
Yeah, it's going to be nice, man. You guys will be able to come out.
Time for me to crush the craps tables.
We'll have some craps tables. We'll have some blackjack. We'll have a little bit of everything, actually.
Yeah,
we have
that sounds fun.
The entire place is getting set up with just
man, we're already talking about Christmas.
That's what day?
I'm like, man,
that's December 1st.
This year is just
we're
ending
only
so quickly.
We're only talking about something that's going to happen 30 days from now.
Yeah, I know.
You know what
That's
I mean?
crazy.
And here's the deal. I put it on our group meet yesterday. We have this deal where all of us talk together through text, all of the agents in the office. The Bank of Real Estate closes November 15th. And what I mean by that is after November 15th, no one's really working. Right. No one's trying to buy. No one's trying to sell. Mm-hmm. It happens. I'm not saying it won't. I'm saying no one's really going out of their way to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have very, very limited time to make sure that everything that you want to achieve for this year gets done now, and you're already working on setting up for next year.
Yeah.
All right. So
I agree.
we have December 1st, and then we have y'all's party, which is going to be amazing.
Where's
December
the party
8th.
at this year?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if we're going to do it at Clay again or another place. I ended up getting kicked out of Clay last year, so my goal is not to have it at Clay. So
I didn't realize that.
You got kicked out of your own party?
It happens to all of us.
Had my own party, got kicked out. So it was just, I got escorted out by a guy who was pretty big. He's a lot bigger than I am.
Bigger than you?
Yeah,
Bigger
that's
than
pretty crazy.
Hulk, right?
Wow,
Bigger than
man.
the Hulk.
I was there. It wasn't his fault. There was a bunch of drunken fools there saying some dumb stuff, and Ashley was being a good Samaritan and trying to keep them from going that route.
He should have just given him a pizza.
Hey.
That's the one way to just make sure everyone has peace and love. Just hand them a piece of pizza. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us at today's show. We're excited to be here. We're excited to see you guys next week. Keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you then.
There you go.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.